Hi, today we're going to talk about cohesion, and this probably explains a little bit about why we build our cinemas the way we do. Okay, so what is cohesion? When we build a cinema, what we are trying very, very hard to do is make the sound and the image work together. Now, I'm not talking about lip sync, that's timing, I'm talking about position. Right? So it's very natural for us, as I talk, for you to be able to locate my voice with my image. If you close your eyes and I move, you should be able to tell where I am. So if I move to this side of the screen or this image here, you should be able to hear me move over here. And likewise, if I move over here, you should be able to hear me standing over here. And of course, if I'm in the center, this is where I should be. And the same can apply to height. You know, what you don't want is to see my face over here, but my voice is coming from somewhere around my knees. And this speaks to speaker position. Right, so one of the reasons among many that we don't use tower speakers in a cinema is because often the tower speakers are stuck on the ground, off to the side, and the tweeters on the towers are somewhere like this. So first of all, they're outside of that visual range of the screen, and also they're at a much lower point. So your center speaker's down here, or perhaps up there, and then your other speakers are at a lower level and they're much further out. So we actually prefer to use acoustically transparent screens, just like in a real cinema, and we place our speakers as far to the left and right as we can, based on seating angles and speaker positions that are recommended by industry, and then we place them just above the center line and often angled slightly down and maybe towed slightly in. This means that we are driving the sound to the correct position, and it means that when anything happens on the screen, as you're watching the image, then everything is working together. However, if you get it wrong, what you don't want, of course, is this. As I go this way, the sound goes that way. As I go this way, the sound goes that way. Or as I go this way, the sound goes another direction again. We want to avoid this. We want to link up, just like in real life, the sound with the source of the sound. You know, when we go and talk to someone, we know where they are, we can hear their location, we turn and face them, and there they are. It would be very strange for us to be in a situation where someone's talking, you look, but they're over there. But that's exactly the way a badly set up room functions. And things like tower speakers outside of the image area don't necessarily help that. You'll see a lot of photos, for example, of a TV with a screen a certain size, and the speakers are way over there. And if you think about it, the movement across the screen in this sort of space doesn't match the movement of the sound around the room. Now, obviously, not in every home is that, possible, and you've got to work with what you've got. We're not criticizing that. But what we're saying is, if you are building a private cinema, if you're building your own real cinema, and you're going to use a screen, and you're going to use a projector, then try really hard to put your speakers in the right place. If you don't have an acoustically transparent screen, then get your speakers as close to here as you can and as close to the other side as you can at about height 2/3 of the way up the picture. It's actually 3/5, and roughly as close to the center as you possibly can. And yes, you'll have a little bit of a dip as the sound travels across the room. With something like a Trinnov, you can remap that and probably improve the situation. What we know is that the more realistic the image and the sound are, then the more accepting we are of what's going on in that material. So for example, if the lip sync's out, if the timing's out in the voice, we know something's wrong. If the position of the sound isn't right, it's a little more subtle unless it's really obvious. Now, I've given you a few dramatic examples, but the point is, if you're going to build a really good cinema and you want it to achieve credible, entertaining, and easy to watch results, then you need this cohesion. You need to make sure that the sound is coming from its actual source. So whatever it is moving across your screen, a person, a car, helicopter, rocket, doesn't matter. It comes from the right place. It comes from the apparent source, just like it does in real life. So there you go. Not a complex video, but one that we think tries to explain why we go to the lengths we go to to try and get the speakers and the screen and everything positioned in such a way that we maintain a sense of reality and we complete that willing suspension of disbelief. Image and sound cohesion is important. It's important if you want to achieve really good results. So when you do see these rooms with speakers way outside of the image area, then you are going to know that, look, it will still work. You'll still be able to watch movies. At home, I have a TV with 2 speakers outside to the left and right. We all do it. We all have to do it. So we're not criticizing that, but what we're saying is, if you are building an actual cinema, what we consider to be a real cinema, and that's going to be a topic of another movie soon, or another video soon, then you want to try really hard, if you can, to use an acoustically transparent screen and put your speakers behind the screen. We've built plenty of cinemas where customers have got an existing system, and we've actually put tower speakers behind the screen, and it's worked exceptionally well. In fact, we've even inverted tower speakers. We've done whatever we need to do to put the sound in the right place. So there you go, folks. That's sound and image cohesion, and it's one of the factors that have to be very carefully considered if you want to get the very best results in a cinema in your home. I hope you find this useful. Talk to you soon.